Good morning. It is way past time. I've gotten quite a bit in. I finally got everything settled, so we're going to do some Sephora hauls. So if you're interested in that, stay tuned. I'm going to start with these. These I got because they look fun, and they were, of course, 30% off. So I got them. I got some more of the Smooth and Blur primer. Like this really well. It's day-to-day wear. I picked up some Sephora. I think this is concealer. Yes, this one is concealer. I have my glasses next to me. Should I need them? And I picked up, I seen these first, and then I seen the big ones, and I had already had these in my cart. They were 30% off because they're Sephora. I've not broke the band on them, and that's the only way that I will be able to tell when I've used them. But they are the mini mix palettes, and I will show them to you. And I'll show you one of the big ones, and you can get an idea of what these are. These are just bite-sized little, I think they're going to be loads of fun. They were 30% off, little close to, pretty kind of next to nothing. And this is going to be a weird haul because I've used some of this stuff because I wasn't going to do a haul, and then I decided that I was. And shoot, I'm going to have to open one of these. So I'm sorry, bear with me. These are the mega mixes, and they have the colors of the little mix in them. So we will open this one, maybe. There we go. Hey, we can do this. Yes, cool. This has a little ribbon that holds the palette closed, and I really like that. And these are the colors, and you can see this is divided into, I don't know if they come out of the palette or not, but it's divided into actually 3 palettes. Yeah, they do. They come out, so you could take any one of them if you were traveling. I think they're cute. I like Sephora eyeshadow. Again, sale, 30% off. Yes, I did that. So that is one box. Let me just preface this by saying this is my 14th year of being sober and my 39th year of being married. So my wonderful little husband said, here, get what you want. And I did. So there's going to be a whole lot that, some from Walmart, some from, not Walmart, goodness, some from Amazon, even have something from TikTok. Can you believe that? This is the Hung Van Gogh and I got them all. If your wife is, gentlemen, if you're watching this, if your wife loves makeup like I do, do not say, just get what you want. Wait, I think I got all of them. Here's 6 altogether here, and I think 2 are in that bag, or in that box. Anyway, let's keep moving, because moving is essential to getting this done. Picked up the Makeup by Mario, I think it's Ethereal Nature. Yeah, Ethereal Eye Nature. And I'll be honest with you, it does kind of come in a little bit lower than the other Ethereal Eyes palette that I have, but it's a soft that I find very beautiful. So, yeah. And for the moment, I will just go ahead and tell you that all of the stuff that I decluttered is back, because I could not find a home for it. I've loaded everybody up. So for now, it is there. And like I said, this is a bit of a confusing. I picked up, this one came off of the TikTok shop, and I forgot to turn that other light off, and I just stuck my finger in that. Goodness. This is Haze by ABH. I had my daughter get it off TikTok shop, because I'm not, no. That would be a bad plan for me to go to TikTok shop. And I think I've already shown you this, but if not, I'll show it to you again, because I got it actually before the Sephora sale started, I think. This is the Embers palette. Okay, so I'm going to do this part, and then we're going to switch to a different video so that you're not here for 9 hours and 10 days watching this haul. I picked up the Sephora makeup setting spray, and Sephora mascara. I figured, 30% off, why not? And some of these things I know that I like. And before you wonder why I got 2 of these, I will explain. I may have another one, I'm not sure. I got one, this is the Hydrate and Glow foundation primer, and this is a backup of the Sephora primer. Here's kind of what happened. I had intended to get the extra primer. This order was supposed to arrive to my home on the 5th. Okay, it did not. The 6th, it did not. The 7th, it did not. The 8th, it did not. By the time, several days passed, and I know that things had happened in Louisville. These were coming UPS, so I knew there was a chance that, it would be late. Well, as time passed, I called Sephora, and I was like, can we just go ahead and refund this one? And if it happens to show up at my house, because I was getting my other orders, and I said, if it shows up at my house, I'll call you, and I'll pay for it. Well, let's continue. This is, I think, it's concealer or contour. I can't tell for sure. Let's put on some spectaculars and see. I've not cleaned them yet this morning, so they're a little... No, this is primer. This eye primer. I picked up 3 foundations in 210, 1.8, 160. If I grabbed the right thing, huh? And 140. This is the Sephora Best Skin Ever. I should have gotten the palettes, the complexion palettes. That may be next on the list. It depends on if another sale happens and all that neat stuff, and how I feel the day that the sale happens. I also picked up a mini of the one size on till dark, because my Urban Decay decided to switch the formulas, and I figured I would try this because I may not like the Urban Decay anymore. The only thing, this package came on the 31st, and the only thing that happened was this eyeshadow. It will need repressed. I just got 2 little single shot things to play with them. Anyway, to finish telling you the story, I called when this arrived to my house. I called and I told the lady, I said, you know, you refunded me this, and I have it, so I need to fix that. Well, she said, well, I'll send you refund things, and for you to send it all back. And I was like, that's okay. And I wasn't thinking, because I've not been well. But when I hung the phone up, my husband said, didn't you want that stuff? And I said, well, yeah, but, you know, this whole thing happened, and I have stuff that's in my possession that's not mine. So he said, well, call them back and see if you can't pay for them. And I was like, did not think about that. So I called them back, talked to them, and I was like, you know, can I just go ahead and pay you for them versus sending them back to you, because these are items that I really wanted to buy. And so the second representative that I spoke to said, yes, I will send you a link to your email, because I didn't want it I needed to use a different method of payment. And so that was on a Wednesday. By Friday, I had not received a link. So I waited all through Friday, because things happen. Even though they're computers, people operate them, things happen. So I was waiting before I called and bugged them again. So, long story short, not really, I called Friday. And on Friday, the person that I spoke with put me on hold, talked with management, and I was like, you know, I don't want to run this through the same way that I did it before. I need to give you another method of payment. And she said, okay. And she said, let me put you on hold, though, for a minute. And I said, okay. And, you know, no big deal. You're helping me. You know, you can put me on hold. I don't care. Anyway, she came back after a little bit, and she said, ma'am, she said, you've called 3 times. I said, yes. I said, because I have stuff in my possession that does not belong to me. And she said, keep it. I said, are you serious? I said, because I have the card right here in my hand to pay for it. And I said, you know, my husband told me to call you back and pay for it because I wanted it. So the moral of that is, honesty does matter. So we're going to stop for this haul, because the combined 2 videos are going to be quite a bit long. So have a good day. We'll be right back.